Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you. And I think you'll have to listen. Because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now
See this?
I
How you cannot go
Baby,
here?
baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Hey family, how is everybody doing? Welcome. Come on in, share the live, you guys. We do that so everybody can have time to get on in here, and we're just gonna keep it real. We just are. I've got some disturbing news, and then we're gonna go over some stuff. We're gonna go over what's going on in, I think that's Atlanta, you guys. I think it's Atlanta. But anyway, I want to give you the bad news first, because we were so excited. We were getting ready to go. You guys know I made all reservations, got the car, got the place where we're going to go to Memphis, Tennessee, because they're going to have court come May the 1st. And so, we've been waiting. I'm thinking the right time to call the family and ask questions like, hey, I want to go in the courtroom. I don't want to just be outside going, hey, I'll do that. If, that's, remember I told you guys, I said, we're going to do that. We're going to be there. Okay. But, I live in Kansas, so that takes me 8 hours away. That means 3 shifts I am going to miss. Not only that, I want to see these monsters. I do. I just want to see them. Anyway, let me tell you what's happening. So I finally called the dad today. I finally got around to calling him because, they're going through so much. I don't want to be calling them going, hey, what's going on? I mean, we can see what's going on through the news. So I called him. He didn't answer the phone, but he called me back. Okay, Precaution family? He called me back. We wasn't live this time when he called me back. So he called me back. And Miss K is in the building. How you doing, Mrs. K? He called me back and I said, hey, I'm in Kansas. I'm coming. I'm going to be there May the 1st. I've already got a car, already got reservations. We're going to stop into Arkansas, visit some relatives on the 30th, and we will be right there on the 1st. But I want to come in. Can I come in? Because the only way I can come in, because I've called down there and they said they're going to only let the social media in there because it's just a little bitty courtroom. And I said, it's a public courtroom. I should be able to come in. And the lady said, ma'am, we're not saying that you can't, but there's just not enough room. Why is it not enough room? She says, because you got to look at, there's how many? 5 officers? I can't remember how many it was. I think it's 5. 5 officers being charged and their family, their attorneys. Then you have the family of the victim, which is Tyree Nichols, his family, his attorneys, and all of them. And then you got 20 social media that's already put in to be there. So there's no more room for nobody else. And we've already had to turn away other news reporters and things of that nature. Thank you, Zena. This is cute. This is the little African colors, and I usually put it on, but most of the time I wear it. I haven't been wearing it lately, but this is my favorite one. You'll see it a lot because I love it. I love it. You guys can't see all that gray. Anywho, he tells me, Mr. Wells tells me that they're going to go to court May the 1st. And he tells me to not worry about it because guess what? Because I said, I'm not going to be able to get in, and I want to get in. I want to see these monsters. I do. I'm just like the mama. I want to look them in the eye and be like, shame on you. They might gonna kick me out. But you know what? I don't care about getting kicked out because guess what? I get kicked out of a whole bunch of places. I don't care. But I probably would have been like, shame on you guys, because I wanted to see him. And so he lets me know that I don't know if they've already put in for it or whatever, but he tells me it's only going to be a continuance. He says that they're not even going to be there. I said, what do you mean? They're not going to be there. Their attorneys is going to be there, and they probably already said that they're asking for it and continue. He said it's going to be a 15-minute process. That's it. So I'm thinking, for me to go down there, it's going to cost me, you're talking about car and gas and, room and board, whatever, eat, whatever. It's going to cost me about $1,500. So I'm like, should I go and not see nothing, or should I wait? Because they're saying, well, then they're going to have another court date and it's going to be in June. Or should I wait? Because if I wait, then I can go. But I'm missing 3 days of work and come out of $1,500 in my pocket. That's a lot. Yes. So he says, don't worry. He says to do not worry because they're going to ask for a continuance. And you're right. Think about it, you guys. They're going to ask for a continuance, and then they might have something in June. They can ask for 2 continuance, and then they got to proceed with court. So that is upsetting to me, but we'll wait it out. Exactly, Soldier Girl. Just wait it out. Don't spend the money now and just go look at the courthouse, and they come out and go, well, they asked for a continuance. You know that's what they're going to ask for. So that's that. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to tell you about this thing, and I know you guys all seen it, but it's crazy. But Ben Crump is the attorney general for us, the people, not just black people, brown people, but people that's been victimized with the system, victimized with police, victimized with each other, and all that. So we're going to talk a little bit about Shenquella because I know some people want to share some things about Shenquella. I've talked to a couple of people and they was like, let's talk about Shenquella a little bit. Then some people was like, hey, did you see about that man that got ate alive in Atlanta? He was in jail in the Fulton County jail, and the bed bugs and the lights and everything ate him up. Thank you for sharing, Soldier Girl. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. And I see Jennifer in the house. How you doing, Jennifer and Freddie and Tina, Jennifer Nobles and Sanja, and then Ruby and Wanda. I'm just seeing some people. Diane. I always say Dana, but Diane. Lisa. Tina Powers, Lisa Taylor. And then we got Lisa Taylor over here on the percussion. We got Lisa Calhoun, we got Purple D, we got Cole, and then we've got Lisa Taylor. I don't know what happened to Amari. Amari left. We're still waiting on what's done happened to Cody in that case. But we're going to talk a little bit, and we can talk a little bit about the California City Boys. We always can talk about them for right now because I've been trying to catch them on live to see what they're saying, and I missed one because they said that they wasn't going to be in all week. But guess what? Zan let me know that she missed it too. She was like, hey, she's in a group. She said they're talking about that the other father was there in court testifying the other one. And she also said this because I said, well, it looks like maybe the mom may not be able to sue because she lost the right and they didn't give the rights to the grandparents. So they may have some negligence when it comes to their rights but when a doctor say, there's a reason to suspect foul play or why a child get taken out of a place, that's probably why they may not win, not because she's a bad parent or anything. But usually when the doctor says that this child should not have a broken femur, don't everybody get mad at me or whatever, because I'm not the doctor. I'm just a messenger. I'm just telling you how this works, that normally the judge and the jury side with them, And so that's why I say that. But people get mad at me and be like, oh, you think you were always right. You don't know everything. No, I don't. But this is how the world works. And I'm just saying. So the father of the other child, Classic, was on the, he was in court. And I guess that he knew that his rights was taken too. And I was like, wow, that was news to me because I thought that he did not know. So I'm just letting you guys know what I know. When I find out stuff, I let you guys know the same thing. I miss you guys too. Wednesday, I had a class, which it was going to go forever. And it just made me just so drowsy at work. It was just unbelievable. And actually I have to go back and do some more because I left because I had to work. And so, I didn't want to stay there all day and get some stuff done. I'll just come in early on some days and get it done. But we're supposed to have it done before the 28th, or we cannot show up to work, which is fine with me. So, yeah, that's what's up. So, anyway, I want to share with you guys this man that was eaten alive. Now, let me tell you. So, this is in the this was in the Fulton County jail, and that's in Atlanta. And what had happened, I want you to know, Colin Kaepernick pays for the autopsy for the family. You know, the one that put one knee down when they were doing the, Pledge of Allegiance, and then he got kicked off the football thing because, I mean, that's what he wanted to do. And then now he's famous for, speaking up about stuff. Some people gave him the bad name, like, oh, he's bad news. He kneeled down. He wouldn't say, I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I go to these sports events and things of that nature, I'm just gonna tell you, most of the time, I won't even say the pledge because I don't pledge to nothing. I pledge to my God only. That's what I pledge to. I don't know nothing about the United States and everything. I'm good, but I pledge to that and that only. I don't pledge to anything else. Now, I learned that when we was in school. I know the Pledge of Allegiance backwards and forwards because we used to have to say it every day when we go to school. Every day. They done took that out the program. These kids don't even know the Pledge of Allegiance anymore. But, it is what it is. Anyway, we're going to talk about this. It says that eaten alive by insects in Atlanta. Okay, so we're gonna hear what they say. It says a man died at Atlanta jail after being eaten alive by insects and bed bugs. His family's attorney told U.S. Today that LaShawn Thomas, his name is LaShawn Thomas, was arrested for misdemeanor, simple battery in Atlanta. A misdemeanor. You know what I'm saying? Officers said, and then taken to the Fulton County Jail, where he was placed in the psychiatric wing after officials determined he was mentally ill. They knew this man was mentally ill, so they put him in protective area, and because the doctor said he's mentally ill. You cannot just put him in full population with everybody else. According to the Fulton County Medical Examiner report obtained, he was found unresponsive in his jail cell September the 19th. This was 2022. And pronounced dead after failed life-saving attempts by responding local police and medical personnel. They told me that there was bugs in his eyes, in his mouth, in his nose, and they were just eating this man alive. I don't know, you guys. Could you just imagine how many bugs and bed bugs and stuff have to be around? Nobody want to do CPR because guess what? Now the bugs is on you or in you. But did they not just check on this man while he's in this area where it was supposed to be medical help for him? This tells you. And then here's the thing. Because we always speak about stuff from, guess what? From the heart. This tells me not only your facility was so overran and infested with these animals, these little bitty creatures, which is nasty, but you guys wasn't checking on him. A person that needed medical assistance every 2 hours, every 30 minutes, every hour, nothing. For them to get into his body and take over and to take his life, that he was covered in these bugs, you guys wasn't checking on him at all. You guys just put him in a jail cell and call it a day. Did you give him food? You would have seen that this man was being, like all these bugs all over him or something. So I seen that they asked for so much money and they gave them $300 million. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I heard. And then I will continue to read on more. But they gave the Fulton County Jail $300 million. Let me tell you something. Some people quit. As soon as this news came out that this man died, a lot of the staff just quit. You guys seen this stuff. You should have said something. I say something to my boss. Matter of fact, I called my boss the other day on my day off, and I was like, you guys calling me, asking me for something on my day off? You're doing this, you're doing that. And I just say, you're hiring people that I see them coming and I know what they are. Surely, you know, don't call me and ask me if something's missing. I ain't got time for it. You know who you hired. You know the problem. Can't never find this girl. Anyway, that girl that told me to stay in my lane, I hear she ain't there no more. I already told you guys. People still do know when something's going on, and you have to give them time to fix it. But you know what I'm saying? You have to give them time to fix it. But Fulton County Jail wasn't trying to fix nothing. Now they just going to throw them a whole bunch of money and say, we just don't have the money to do this, and we don't have. They gave them $300 million. And they was even telling where the money was going to go. I didn't see nothing about no bug pest control coming in and none of that. I didn't see none of that. So I don't know what they're going to do. But they need someone to go in there and spray, and they need a whole system keeping the jail clean. You got to spray. You got to kill them suckers. Anyway, it says that he was non-responsive by local police and medical personnel. They didn't even try to save his life. Yes, it needs to be clean from the top to the bottom. It says the officer stated that it is unknown the last time the descendant was seen as the case continued to be investigated. I told you guys, I ain't even read this yet. I told you guys, like, they wasn't checking on him. If he's in a psychiatric state that he needs help, you're supposed to. It doesn't matter if you're in a hospital or you in a jail. It doesn't matter. You're still supposed to check on them so often. It doesn't matter. You don't know if they're in jail for jaywalking, but they need their medication and they need to be seen by a doctor or a nurse to regulate what's going on. Let me tell you, and I'm not saying that the place where I work has the best system ever, but we do have things in place. If we follow what they ask us to do, when somebody falls, we have to go and do vitals every 15 minutes for the first hour, then every 30 minutes for the next hour, then every hour on the hour for 4 hours, and then 24 hours we got to check. You know what I'm saying? We just don't stick them in their room. I'm just telling you what I do. We just don't stick them in the room, and then we go on without our day. Now, I may not check every 15 minutes, but I sure will try to get there and see them. You know what I'm saying? Seeing if they're okay, if they're doing better, if they're walking around, if they're just laying there. I'll go just do some vitals. And if I can't make it there and I see that they're doing better or they're acting like their norm, everything's good, I would ask someone, go get their vitals because I'm over here doing this over here. That's what you're supposed to do. I don't have to be there in my flesh. I can't be every place in my flesh every 15 minutes here and here and there and there and there. So I would ask, my help to help me go get those vitals and bring them to me. Let me know if he's anything different or something, And like I said, I'm letting you guys know they did not check on this guy at all. They could not have. There's a facility that got closed down because maggots was in an open wound on their bottom. Maggots, you guys. Maggots. I'm going to just tell you. That lets you know some nurses was not checking the wound. Maggots. You can see maggots doing their little work. You can see it. If you just, they're not just, what they call, what do they call when they don't move? They stagnated, and they just, dormant. Soldier Girl says, I saw a video, him just laying there and withering in pain. Wow. Okay. So the case continued to be investigated. The October the 26th report. So LaShawn, that's his name, LaShawn Thompson, he's 35. He died at the Fulton County Jail in Georgia after being eaten alive by insects and bed bugs. His family attorney, medical examiner, reported Thompson was found unresponsive in his jail cell September the 19th and pronounced dead and failed life-saving attempts by responding local police and fire medical personnel. There were no obvious signs of trauma found on Thompson's body. The coroner wrote, but his entire body was covered in bed bugs. The report also goes on to note a several bed bugs infestation in the inmate cell in the psychiatric ward. Thompson's cause of death, the report showed, was listed as undetermined. They said it was undetermined because bugs just eat you until you did. But they said the report says it was undetermined. Isn't that the same thing that they're trying to say in the Shanquella Robinson case? Oh. Hey, Tracy, how you doing? I see you in the building. Natasha's in here. How you doing? I see you guys in the building. Wow. Mr. Thompson was found dead in a filthy jail cell after being eaten alive by insects and bed bugs. His family, Atlanta-based lawyer Michael D. Harper, said Thursday, we're asking for a criminal investigation into the matter and major changes at the jail. A lawsuit in the case is pending. You guys know. You ain't got to even think about it. Don't sit there and go, oh, I've got epiphany. They're going to sue them. Yeah. Because this filthy cell looks like, oh my God, I would be crying. They sleeping on boards. There's not a mattress in there. And it looks like, oh my goodness, you guys. Let me show you. If you guys haven't seen the picture, I'm going to show it to you. This is his cell. You see the spoons in a package of mustard or something on the floor? Let me show you the bed. I'm going to show you guys too. And here's his bed. Did you guys see it? Okay. Just to let you guys know, okay. It says the Fulton County Sheriff Office released a statement on Thursday extending its condolences to Thompson's family. Yes, it's inhumane. According to their statement, a full investigation was launched into the circumstances surrounding his death as a part of an ongoing investigation. Action taken included approving. Oh, I'm sorry. I said 300 million. It's 500 million. And here's the thing. I guess they could have got $68 million. They're like, we're not asking for $68 or $63 million. We're only asking for 500. I think it was 6,300 million or something that they could have. But okay. So it says they were approved additional expenditures of $500 million. $500 million. Let me tell you something. To address the infestation of the bed bugs and the lice and other vermins within the jail, which was done in addition to prior cleaning operations targeting communicable diseases that are common in congressional state settings, updating protocols for security rounds to include addressing sanitary conditions. I'm going to tell you guys right now. Tracy said, I'd be quitting unless those bed bugs are gone. Who would want to work in you know what? Who would want to work in a situation like that? Is it 500 million or 500,000? It is it's 500,000. It's 500 million. It's 500/000. That's 500 million. They can't do nothing with 500,000. What they gonna do with 500,000? Ben Crump is on this case. I'm pretty sure they were talking about millions. They're not talking about no 500,000. They literally watched his health decline until Lisa said, that's 500,000. I'm just telling you. They literally watched his health decline until he died, Harper said. When his body was found, one of the detention officers refused to administer CPR because, in her words, what are you talking about? In her words, she freaked out. The jail cell Mr. Thompson was housed in and was not fit for a diseased animal. He did not deserve this. I'm telling you what it reads, and I'm telling you what they said on the news. Because I thought they were trying to get 63 million. Maybe they're putting 500,000 on the probably pest control. But as I can remember right, they had got, that's why I said $3 million. And I didn't know, they were telling where it was going. And it didn't say it was going on anything to do with the cleanup. And million is 6 digits, not 9. Somebody tell me, correct me if I'm wrong. And I think they said that they got 5 million, but it doesn't say that here. It just got 500-000. So I'm just telling you what I heard, and now what I'm reading to you. Not fit for a diseased animal. So the jail records obtained through public officials and medical staff at a jail noticed Thompson's health was deteriorating, but did nothing to administer aid to him. They literally watched his health decline until he died. Harper said when his body was found, one of the detention officers refused to administer CPR because, in her words, she freaked out. The jail cell Mr. Thompson was housed in was not fit for a diseased animal. He did not deserve that. In addition to a criminal investigation, Thompson's attorney said his family is calling for someone to be held accountable in his death and the closure and replacement of the jail. Jennifer says, and that's $5,000. Okay, so that's $5,000. That's not, this is what I'm saying, you guys. So that's $500,000. That's $500,000 for, I guess, they to address the infestation. But they asked for millions and they got it. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know how much of the million, because I remember hearing $3 million. And it didn't have nothing to do with the infestation. So I guess only but $500,000 is going to go towards the infestation. You guys understand what I'm saying? But they got millions when they went to the, whatever you say, they went to a court hearing and asked for millions, and they got it. They got it. No, number 500K is what I'm saying. I thought you were trying to say. Check your messages, SP. Hold on. Let me finish reading this, because this is the first time I'm reading this. Like I said, I heard them say that they were okay and given millions, but I hadn't heard what they were giving to the infestation. Maybe they are giving the $500,000 to the infestation. That's not even enough. But where is all the rest of the money? They literally watched him die, they said. Hold on. I know this is not him. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You guys are not going to believe this. Look at this. Look at this. That's his body right there. They got the defibrillator on him, and look at all them animals on his body. Look. Can you guys see it without a glare? Oh my God. That's what I would have been showing everybody. That's what a defibrillator looks like. She said, I need his name again. His name is LaShawn Thompson. It's capital L-A, capital S-H-A-W-N, capital T-H-O-M-P-S-O-N. Come on, you guys. Somebody put it in the chat. Soldier Girl needs his name again. Capital L-A, capital S-H-A-W-N, capital T-H-O-M-P-S-O-N. Capital, I'll spell it again. Capital L-A, capital S-H-A-W-N, capital T-H-O-M-P-S-O-N. Hey, this is SP.
See, how's everybody doing? I know you're doing great, aren't you?
I'm doing okay.
I was calling in because it didn't even look like a body was there.
I know.
They didn't only eat him on the outside, you know, they were all in the inside too.
Exactly.
Jesus. I mean, did nobody know this was going on with this man?
Yes.
Lord have mercy.
Exactly. And you can see all the bugs on him. I mean, they look like they were like, oh my God.
I know. I didn't even see a body. I couldn't for the bugs.
That's crazy.
Girl, I couldn't even be the exterminator. I'd be scared one don't got on me.
You know, they needed to take out everything and start spraying everything with bleach and getting that stuff out of there. You can't put somebody in a cell like that and just leave them. They got to sleep sometime. And once they get bit, you know, they get bit a lot. They catch a fever and they get sick. So for them to determine non-determined, that's crazy.
Lord. Like I was saying, I didn't even see about it. I just seen bugs, girl. Somebody, you can't tell me. They just didn't care. I don't worry about it. Ain't nothing get on me. I ain't going in. I ain't going not even close to look at it. How did somebody tell somebody they just didn't care?
Right. And so the sheriff down there is talking about, well, we need to build a new building. If you didn't take care of that one, what makes you think they're going to build a whole new one and you ain't going to take care of that one either? That's like throwing your pearls and your money to the pigs. They love to get that money and then they give themselves raises and stuff. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Lord. But in the Bible, God says if you trust with a little bit, then you can be trusted with a lot. That's what Jesus preached about. And how you right, how in the world can they let them build something new when they ain't taking care of the one they had?
They didn't take care of it.
Jesus Christ. When I just called in, because I'm like, Sonya just thinking about all the bugs, girl. You know they had to go in every opening he had.
Exactly, every opening.
I know they all through him.
And if they were right there on his chest, she was like, I'm not going in there.
Can you blame her?
Right.
Lord Jesus. All right, then they should be locked up in another institution.
Yeah, let them stay in there for one day.
Yeah, so I just lock them up.
Okay, here it goes right here. I'm looking at everybody's message that they were sending me. It says the inmate in the U.S. state of Georgia who was found dead, covered in insects, had been placed in a death chamber, not a jail cell, says the family. The lawyers for LaShawn Thompson relatives are now calling for an independent post-mortem examination. He was discovered unresponsive on 13th of September. He didn't die until the 19th. Now, remember that, 2022, in a psychiatric wing of the jail in Atlanta. He had been eaten alive by bed bugs, the relatives. A medical examiner listed the 35-year-old cause of death was undetermined. 3 of the Fulton County jail staffs have resigned, amidst the ongoing internal investigation. Mr. Thompson, who had schizophrenia, was arrested on the 12th of June for a misdemeanor, simply battery charge, and placed into the psychiatric wing of the jail. Civil rights and personal injury lawyer Ben Crump, who is representing the family, told a news conference outside the jail on Thursday that the legal team will seek an independent autopsy. The former NFL athlete Colin Kaepernick has agreed to pay for its, Mr. Ben Crump said. Mr. Crump held up an enlarged post-mortem photo of Mr. Thompson with his eyes open, eyelids surrounded by bugs.
That's scary too.
So Mr. Thompson's younger brother told the news the image of his body covered in insects were horrific, and the cell looks like a death chamber. And another family attorney, Michael Harper, told the media that Thompson died with his eyes open. It is documented in the medical records. They saw him decline and did nothing. They said Thompson had over 1,000 bites and that insects were found in his mouth, in his ears, in his nose, and across his body. And you know they were in the stuff downstairs. Exactly. Mr. Crump said that, okay, the Fulton County, who also spoke at the press conference along Thompson's family and attorney, we understand that this is absolutely inconceivable, point blank. Mr. Thompson's death is still being investigated, and they're going to get to the bottom of it. It will then be handed over to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. The Fulton County Jail is to receive close to $5.4 million for upgrade. That's what I was trying to tell you guys. They receiving all this money. I said $5 million, and they're only taking $500,000 for the infestation. They need $1 million for that, because they're getting $5.4 million for upgrade. And they're only going to spend, it has recently spent over $500,000 on decontamination, said the sheriff. So they asked for more money. But if you done spend $500,000 already, and that's what the outcome came, because you ain't spent no $500,000. You done paid some people, but they ain't did no decontamination. You need some new wood, you need bleach, and you need some exterminators in there. You can't hardly get rid of that stuff.
You can get gas.
Exactly, Tracy. I tried to tell them I seen the $5 million. I'm just telling y'all what I was reading. But they had gave them $5 million, but they only, and I said I didn't see nothing back then where they was using the stuff for the infestation, and that's what they're using. That's where you see the $500,000 is not what they got. They got the 5.4, but they only spending $500,000 on the infestation. Who does that when somebody die of something like that? Lisa said you need a whole building and staff too, because the staff let it go down like that. You got to go in there and clean. You know, there's people when they're not, you know, in their right mind at the time, they don't know that there's poop. You know, they don't know there's pee, the food that collects roaches and bugs and mice and stuff. You got to go clean that stuff up and start spraying with bleach. I bring bleach to work with me all the time, and I mop their floors. People be looking at me like, you the nurse, why are you mopping the floor? Because I got to work in that place.
Okay.
I don't want to set my bag down and stuff crawling in it, you know.
Yeah.
No, I got to work there. So, and there's people got to live here.
You can.
Shoot. And when I mop the floor where I work, I mop the floor down the hall. And hey, I can't make the other people mop people's rooms and stuff. But the people I do work with, the people I work with, they go in there and they clean. I'm just telling you, they clean.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, they know. They know. They resign because they know. Let me see what else they're saying. They just said something about the money right there. They have recently spent over $500,000 on okay, so he got sent to the hospital on the 13th or something like that, or something. They said something about the 13th and the 19th because he didn't die until the 19th. But they said that he was found on the 13th. That's the crazy thing. And they didn't even want to give him life things to help him survive. They said emergency funds will be directly towards a twice monthly cleanup of the psychiatric wing, he added.
But that don't mean they didn't move somewhere else. They move around. Once you have them, you have to do a lot to get rid of any infestation.
Yeah, they can stay dormant. That's what I was trying to tell y'all. They can stay dormant in mattresses. You might have to, like, if you when people come in the facility, they need to give them a thorough bath.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Give them a good bathing before you go putting them in stuff. You just can't just lock them down and call it a good day. You give them a good bath, spray them, wash them down really good. Yeah, that's called work. You know, it's called work.
What to say, because that picture says everything.
That's, and I don't see other jails that's that bad. Now, I'm not saying I done walked into them. You guys know that right here in my own town, they had called me in for an interview, and then they got to walking me around saying, "Hey, can you deal with this?" You know what? You know I'm looking. You know I'm looking to see how clean this jail is. It was clean. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It was clean. I can't say you can't eat off the floor, but it was clean that if one of my family members was in there, I knew that they wasn't going to die from something of this nature. They were clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can see the floor. The floor looks like a floor. It don't look like a hole in the floor. It doesn't look like, you know, it all dug up and you're looking at the ground. It doesn't look like it's halfway down and halfway just rotted out. It looked clean. You know, it just looked like a floor. You know, I didn't see no mice running around, but you know what? I wasn't looking for all that. I was looking though. I was looking in the corners.
You were saying, yeah, they did.
I was looking in the corners. I was looking. I was opening. She was like, "Oh, this is where, you know, some of our cleaning stuff is at." I was like, "Can I see it? Can I see it?" Because as soon as you turn on the light, they'll take off running. I want to see. Now, I'm not saying that every facility going to have it under control, but as long as you keep working on it, because people that live out on the streets and people that's not, you know what I'm saying, when they have mental situations in their mind, they usually, most of the time, they're hoarders, and you know they don't have. So when they do have something, they hoarder it. They hoarder their clothes, they hoarder their food, they hoarder everything, and it brings in the because they're scared they're not going to have this, or they're not going to have that. It's hard for them to get rid of stuff, and then they live outside where there's bugs and stuff, and then you know you're going to have to just have a place to keep their things, and you know, where people's not living. Take them just like they're coming off the moon. Wash them down, clean them really good, and put them in the cell, and have the little mattresses where they're just small enough where, you know, after so long you throw them away. You can't keep them for everybody, because you know what I'm saying? That should be a part of you know, keeping them clean. And wash their clothes. Wash their clothes. Don't make them wear their clothes every day.
Yeah, and the ones that did quit, they had scissors to quit.
Girl, that's why I be looking at my job like, should I quit?
But that's the best thing, because, you know, they won't be fired.
Right. That is a terrible way to die.
It is.
That's a very terrible way to die.
I wouldn't wish it on anyone, girl. That's something like from a horror movie, you know, something.
Right.
Not reality.
Right.
Lord. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hang up from you, SP, because,
all right,
you know, I said all I wanted to say, could think of right now.
All right.
Everybody have a good weekend. You too, SP. Bye.
Bye. I like when you guys call in and talk to me, and I like when you're talking in the chat and everything. because we always don't, correct me if I'm wrong or whatever, but that's what I was just trying to tell you guys. That they got this $5 million. They got $5 million. And before this news broke out, they went and spent some money already saying recently, well, when was it? After this man done died, that's when you done spent $500,000. So you can say, well, we done went and did this. And it's a good thing that you did do that. But it's a little bit too late. You should have done it before he died. Because I guarantee you, when they spent that $500,000, I guarantee you they had it before he died. And they didn't spend it. You didn't even hire people to go check on him. The woman was like, I wanted to, but I was scared. I freaked out. You should have been saying, shoot, get a water hose or something and spray that man down. Because let me tell you something. And I'm serious. I'm dead serious. When I see stuff like that, I say something. I have spoken to my boss a couple of times, and he'd be like, no, this. I said, you heard what I said. He be trying to act like he didn't hear what I said. I said, you heard what I said. I said, did you hear me? And he said, I heard you. Okay. Because, see, don't act like I didn't tell you. We're not playing this game. Don't act like I didn't tell you that I seen this or they said that. Because we're not finna play with my license because I'm not on the same page with you. I'm serious. You guys think I'm lying. I have made conversations with my own boss and said, look, this is what's going on. I think I told you guys I got into it with a young lady. She told me to stay in my lane. We can't never find her nowhere. I had to tell my boss, you know what you hired. I wasn't even talking about this young lady anymore because you know what you hired. So we were talking about another situation just yesterday because I was upset because you guys calling me on my only freaking day off, talking about something's missing way on the other end. Now, you guys need to pay me a little bit more. I'm just saying, if you want this kind of work out of me because you're getting it for free, and then I will start working 5 days a week for you guys. 5 days a week. Well, I will work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 5 days a week. Well, whenever you need me. Or 4 days a week. Whatever. But you need to give me that title so I can do what I do. I'm not finna go tell somebody else what to do. Wasn't that a family member? Wasn't who a family member? Everybody in the facility or the ward should be fired. I don't know if everybody. Hey, Lisa, thank you. She says, we lit. She done came over here on Precocious. She said, we lit. Wasn't that a family? Thank you for the rose. I know it is hard to get it under control. You got to have the right type of people. And this is what I try to, you know what I said? Soldier girl, and you know what? I wish one of the family members was here because she'll say, I heard her say it because she was on the phone. I told him, I said, I don't know where you're getting these people. You digging at the bottom of the barrel, but I see them coming. I see him coming. And then he said, you ain't got to worry about such and such, and I was like, I wasn't even talking about her, but I knew y'all was going to get rid of her anyway. Because she'd be like them. Would you hire somebody to give meds and they like them? I'd be like, oh, but no. What the heck wrong with y'all? Hey, you would be better to upgrade somebody. You see what I'm saying? Instead of hiring these people out the street. Lisa Taylor said, we miss you. Yes, we do. Yes, Miss Didi, that one that told me to stay in my lane, I stayed in my lane. But you know what? You said it in front of everybody. You never know who you're dealing with. You never know. And you know what I told her? I was in my lane. I was on my lunch when your staff member came and got me. Then I didn't even tell y'all this. I'm going to tell y'all this before I get off here because a little situation happened just last week. So I was on my lunch because I always take my lunch between a certain time around about right before midnight hit. I try to take my lunch. So because the computer clocks you in and it clocks you out. It clocks you out and then it'll clock you back in. So if I clock myself out, because they've been having problems with my check, I figured out how to not have problems with my check. Clock myself out. Now the computer doesn't know that I'm in, so it won't clock me in. So when I clock in, I'm clocking in on my own. Instead of me clocking out, the computer clocking me out, then trying to clock me in. So when I'm clocking in, it's clocking me out. I just tell them all the time, I got it. I clock out a little bit before midnight. I don't care if it's 11:30. I don't care if it's 11:45, but it's going to be before midnight. So that's my time that I clock out, and then I clock myself back in. Okay. So anyway, so a resident, I think I told you guys, slammed a staff member hand, closing the door, telling her to get out of her room or whatever. Pretty much, we don't know if her finger is broke. She's like, So they called me. They called me on the phone. I'm just out in the parking lot. They called me and they was like, hey, SB, get back in here. Such. I was on the phone. I think I don't know who I was on the phone with. I can't remember who it was, but I was on the phone. Do she even be over here? I got to YouTube to see if Freddie turned on a light. Freddie was on the phone. She didn't come on live. But anyway, so I go back in and I'm going to go see what's going on. Because somebody always, that's why I don't usually leave, because you say you're going to leave, go get you something to eat. Then the other nurse leave. Now nobody's there. So I just feel like people do take advantage of me and they just leave when they want. And so I won't leave the premises, but I'm going to take my lunch when I take my lunch. I'm not going to wait on Miss Sally Sue, because Miss Sally Sue is talking about she going to take a lunch and then she wait. And then I say, okay, now it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. You going to take your lunch? Oh, I haven't taken it yet. I'm going to take it. So I never get a lunch. So no, I take my lunch sometimes. Sometimes I don't. I got it, soldier girl. I got it. Trust me, I do. She said, I clock in. Tina says, I clock out and clock in by my phone. That's how we do it over here. I got a new phone. So I got to change this thing. But anyway, so I get in and there's blood everywhere. So first thing I'm doing, I'm trying to clean it off to see if it's deep enough, like if her phalanges is going to just rip off or something. Did she get a really good? She had cut it 3 different places, like right there, like two times on the front end, and then 1 time on the index on the inside. But blood was everywhere. She had a towel and she was just bleeding on the towel. And so, but when I cleaned it off, I'm like, can you move it? And she was like doing this. Well, I'm thinking, okay, your finger still can be broke. We don't know. I don't know the other nurse's number or anything, but what I will do, I will get on the board and ask somebody to, hey, first I called the 2 people on call. I've called them. They didn't answer. So I said, okay, no big deal. And then I wasn't going to call the DON. I could have, but I didn't. Because I don't like to call him. You know what I'm saying? So then I got on the board and I said, hey, somebody called. We've got a staff member that's hurt. And she probably broke her finger, and told him what happened. Said this other resident slammed the door on her hand, and it's bleeding all over the place. And I put it in big caps. So then the girl, I can't remember what we called her. You guys remember her name? What was her name? We called her a name. The one that said, stay in your lane. You guys are always going to have to wait for it because I ain't worried. But anyway, we're going to call her Lane. We're just going to call her A-Lane because she stayed in her lane. But anyway, it's funny who gets the last laugh, right? But anyway, because I know they was like, ooh, I could have got all indignant or whatever. I could have got all indignant and was like, you over there doing this, you over there doing that. But we're going to call her Elaine. So Elaine, she going to get on the board instead of coming in and seeing what's going on. I even said the resident's name on the board. I said the staff member's name on the board. These is her people. They're not my people. My people know how to get in touch with me. I'm not going to leave you guys. And if I do have to leave, because I had to one time go out search for a resident that decided to leave in his wheelchair at 2:00 in the freaking morning. You know what? I found him because I was getting worried. It's 4:00 in the morning. You ain't back. The Quick Trip is just right down the street. So I went to go find him. And I told them where I was going. I was like, I can't just, he's out there in the middle of the night. Well, we made it where he can't do that no more because we're not reliable. We're not liable for him because he wants to leave in the middle of the night. We're not finna play hide and go seek with you. Because I felt some kind of way. So I went to go look for him and I found him. He was like, hey, talk to me. I was like, anyway, you need to get back before 6:00. I'm like a mama bear. You need to get back before 6:00. And you know what? He was hitting that door 5 minutes till 6. I ain't playing. You're not going to get me in trouble. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, and he's in the hospital right now. He has pneumonia. And he called and he was like, hey, I just want you to know I got pneumonia. I said, I know. And you know what? We got a problem. Because next time I tell you to go to the hospital, if you want to be friends with me, then you're going to listen. If you're not going to listen, I'm not going to come in and be friends with you. Because the last time I told you that you don't need to go to the hospital, you acting like the earth was coming to an end and you needed to go. I told you couldn't get stitches. You went to the hospital and found out you couldn't get stitches and came back with a bandage on your leg. You had no death. I couldn't even, you got to be able, it's got to be split or something to sew back. You just got skin off of you got your brown skin. Now you to the white meat. You guys understand about white meat? You guys understand that, right? It's just like you rub across the carpet. Your skin will come off. It's going to show white meat. You don't need stitches for that. That's what I was trying to tell him. You're bleeding because you're a bleeder, because you're very thin blood. But, I mean, and blood is all over the place, and your blood is, Anyway, I guess I was talking about agency nurse, and I was telling him that, you hired this agency nurse, and I have her sign for the meds, but if she takes the sheet in the meds, then what? You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna lose my license because you guys got to get it right. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me and ask me because I signed some meds in. I signed meds in and gave them to them. That's it. When I'm done with them, I don't even want to go down there and want to deal with them. They always having meds missing and all that stuff. We ain't got meds missing. Don't call me. Unless you're finna make me, guess what? The charge nurse over both units. Right? On third shift. Make me the charge nurse over both units. I'll get it right. Soldier girl, yes. The white meat is another layer of skin. Exactly. So anyway, we're getting to that, but we're not going to get to it yet. Hey, come holler at us, sister. How you doing? We were just talking about some stuff, but anyway, I was telling him, he was saying that there was some meds missing. I was telling him subcutaneous skin. Yes. I was telling him it ain't got nothing to do with me. Don't call me about that. Get it worked out. I'm not going to give nobody meds no more. They're going to have to sign for them. I mean, I'm going to sign for mine. And maybe I'll have you sign that I gave them to you. but we're not just going to just hand you meds and you go take off. And I'm sitting there with my name on some stuff. This is not working out for me. So he said he's going to have something together. Even if he don't have something together, I will, because I've got to make sure my license. Everybody's sitting there, we trying to rule you out, trying to rule me out. I shouldn't even be in. I said, is that what you think of me? He said, you don't got to worry about it no more. I said, worry about what? That person. I said, worry about the person. He said, yeah. He said, Elaine. You guys know her name ain't Elaine, but that's what we're going to call her, Elaine. I said, I wasn't even talking about Elaine. Because I said, Elaine. He said, yeah, she's never coming back. I said, I wasn't even talking about Elaine. I was talking about that agency nurse. She was doing all this too. She was looking like Leilani's mama. You know how Leilani's mama was? I work in a facility. It's not a nursing home, Rachel. It's a rehab. It's more of a rehab. I don't work in a nursing home. There's not old people there. There's people like, you know, mental situations, people that has fallen. She was looking like Bobby Brown. I don't know. But yeah, you could tell when people do that stuff. You can tell what they do, you know. Anywho, I don't know what's done happened or whatever. But anyway, I want you guys to know, I guess we will not be going down to Tennessee because, like Mr. Wells says, there's nothing to come down for. They're going to be there for 15 minutes. Stay in your lane, Elaine. Yeah, exactly. Come on, Tracy. I see you in the building. Stay in your lane, Elaine. See, sometimes people say smart stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I told her stay in her lane. You know what? I should have told you to put the pipe down. That's what I should have told you to do. And back away. But I didn't do it. I just said I was in my lane. I was on my lunch when your staff came over here. So anyway, when that happened with the young lady and her finger, I went and I put it on the board for one of the on calls to call me, and so we can see how we were going to get the staff member. Was it going to be a way that she can go right on into the hospital with them paying for it? It would have been compensated through, you know, workman's comp or whatever, because you got to notify them. You just can't say go unless it's life-death situation, and it wasn't life-death situation. But anyway, she decided to make a remark to me. And so she says, she's the only one responding, and she was like, hey, Esme, call Val. She's on call. You're sitting there looking at the phone, making sure anything being said while your staff member is over here bleeding to death. So I said to her, what are you doing? Elaine, your staff member needs you. She comes running in the building. DMV was over there. I'm sorry. She comes running in the building and it's all handled. She was like, why are you giving me advice what to do with your staff member? She really thought she was helping me, talking about, oh, you need to call it. You need to call Woo-Woo because she's on call. What? This is your problem over here. Get your butt here. Yes, she had the twitch. Anyway, if anybody didn't, I'll do a recap real quick. What I said was, we're probably not going to go down to Memphis because they said it was only going to be a continuance come May the 1st. That's the only thing that's going to happen. They're going to talk. Even the guys, the police officers will not even be in court. Their lawyers will be there. They're going to have a continuance, and it probably will continue in June. So, because I was asking him, I'm coming there and I want to see them too. I want them to see the whites of my eyes. They're monsters. How dare you guys? Because let me tell you something. Yes. So I let you guys know everything. I'm gonna have to call, and I got ways I can cancel everything. It's not gonna cost me nothing. I just gotta let them know that I will be available to work, and because I'm gonna still go, but hey, we just not gonna go just because they have continuance. We might go the first day of opening or something. But I'm like, hey, I'll save me a seat because I want to be there. Save me a seat. Just let me come one time or whatever. Let me support you guys. I will go right now and support them, but my money's not long as I-35. So what I will do is keep what we have and save it till they go to court. Because I just want to see them. They don't even got to show up for court on first court day. I want to see them suckers. You know what? Even if I can't make it in, I want something happening. I don't want to go look at the courthouse for 10 minutes. I don't want to do that. I will do that if that's all I can get. But he said they're going to be in there for 15 minutes. They're going to ask the attorneys over there are going to ask for continuance. So that's it. Anyway, you guys, I like playing this one video of Tyree skating. I love to see him skate. The music goes right with it. I hope you guys agree, because I love to see him in his own world skating, and he's happy. And yes, I love to see it. And that's why I play it. I've got other little things that I could play that you guys can see, but I like to play that. So I'm going to end with that. And you guys, Monday, we're going to talk about the Shenquella case, okay? Because I hear now, I just heard it right before I came on here, and I haven't seen it yet. I just heard it. So don't take this in a bad way or try to explain to me. Let me get all the facts together. But I heard that the story is now changing what they heard from the family. Shenquella's mother is saying the story is different now. It's a different story. The story was not. Okay? So some people get mad. Let me tell you what it is, SP. Let me tell you what it is. What? Tell me what is it? Just tell me what it is. Tell me. Monday, we're going to talk about Shenquella. But yes, I heard the mother admitting that the first story was not the true story. Now, let me go find what they're talking about. I don't want to lie on this woman. That's what I heard right before I came on here. So let me get the information. Y'all go look forward to. If you find it before I find it, send it on over here. And we're going to talk about Shenquella. And if there's any updates on the not Tyree, but the California City Boys, we will be talking about that Monday also. So keep your eyes and ears open for any new information. California City Boys in the Shenquella case Monday. No matter what's going on anywhere else, that's what we will be doing Monday live at 3 p.m. Central Time. I'll see you guys later. Be good. Have a nice weekend and love on everybody. Bye.